The lessons I'm about to share aren't optional. They are essential for survival. Life isn't kind, it isn't fair, and it certainly isn't loyal. Every person, every system operates according to its own desires, ambitions, and self-interest. Those who cling to warmth, to hope, to a naive belief in kindness are inevitably crushed by this reality. But those who embrace strategic coldness, they become untouchable. They navigate storms that destroy others. They walk through betrayals that would shatter the unprepared. They survive where others perish. Think about it. The warm-hearted person believes in promises. He believes in unwavering loyalty. He believes that hard work alone guarantees reward. He waits for fairness, hopes for mercy, and expects love to conquer all. And what happens? The world laughs. Betrayal strikes when least expected, disappointment becomes a constant companion, cruelty reveals its face, and he collapses, broken and confused. Now consider the strategically cold person. He knows these events are not just possible. They are inevitable. He expects betrayal, so he's never caught off guard. He calculates for deception, so he's never truly fooled. He measures every promise and weighs every loyalty, understanding their conditional nature. So when others break, he stands firm. When others fall into despair, he acts. When others are destroyed, he thrives. This isn't cynicism, it's realism. It's the difference between being a victim of the game and a master of it. History is a relentless teacher of this lesson. Look at Julius Caesar. He was beloved by the people, a charismatic leader. He trusted his friend Brutus, and for his warmth he received a dagger in the back. The warm ruler collapsed. Contrast this with Alexander the Great. He expected treachery from all sides, ruled with iron discipline, and conquered empires. His strategic coldness allowed him to prevail. Then there's Cesare Borgia, a name synonymous with ruthless cunning. He survived countless assassination plots and conspiracies precisely because he anticipated betrayal and acted decisively, without hesitation. He understood the dark, unspoken rules of the human game. And don't think for a second this doesn't apply to our personal lives, even to love. Desire is fleeting. Attachment is fragile. Affection can change like the weather. The warm heart clings desperately and suffers immensely when love fades or is betrayed. The strategically cold heart, however, observes, enjoys the moment, and adapts. It experiences emotion fully, but never allows that emotion to cloud judgment or dictate critical decisions. A betrayal might sting, yes, but it will never destroy him. A loss may hurt, but it will never shatter his foundation. This pattern is just as clear in the workplace. The warm employee believes that simply working hard will ensure a promotion. He blindly trusts colleagues who flatter him. He's then left crushed and bewildered when the promotion goes to someone more cunning, more observant, more calculating. The strategically cold individual understands that results are often shaped by perception, influence, and timing. He anticipates the moves of others, positions himself carefully, and never relies solely on the goodwill of his superiors or peers. When office politics and deception occur, he adapts, outmaneuvers his rivals, and not only survives but advances. Let's zoom out and look at society itself. Institutions, governments, entire systems, they operate on power, not virtue. The idea of pure, consistent justice is often temporary. Fairness can be an illusion, a carrot dangled to keep people in line. Those who cling to ideals without understanding the mechanics of power are inevitably crushed by the very systems they believe in. But those who master strategic coldness learn to navigate these powerful forces. They understand the currents of influence and can bend reality to their advantage, achieving their goals while others are swept away. I want to be clear, strategic coldness is not about becoming an unfeeling monster. It is the ultimate form of self-mastery. It is discipline. It is clarity of mind in a world of emotional chaos. It doesn't destroy your humanity, it preserves it by protecting you from the predictable cruelty of others. It doesn't reject emotion, it harnesses it as a source of information. It doesn't shun loyalty, it evaluates it realistically. And in doing so, it grants you true freedom, the freedom to act decisively, the freedom to survive any setback, and the freedom to conquer your own circumstances. Think of the modern parallels. The CEOs who survive cutthroat markets, The politicians who endure scandals and smear campaigns, the military leaders who navigate the fog of war, none of them succeed because of their warmth. They succeed because they anticipate, they plan, and they act with calculated precision. They understand that betrayal is a statistical probability and that unchecked emotion is a critical liability in moments of high stakes. They are strategically cold, and that is what makes them untouchable. Even in your day-to-day conflicts, these lessons are your shield. Friends will disappoint you. Lovers may betray you. Colleagues will manipulate situations for their own gain. Even family can fail you. This isn't a pessimistic outlook. It's an honest one. The warm person sees this as a personal tragedy and collapses. The strategically cold person sees it as an inevitable part of the human condition and endures. He doesn't beg for fairness. He doesn't hope for gratitude. He moves, he calculates, and he survives. Great figures throughout history, from Alexander and Napoleon to Bismarck and Machiavelli himself, understood these truths. They acted decisively, without illusion and without emotional hesitation. Warmth would have been their ruin. Strategic coldness preserved them and cemented their legacies. You must embrace this path. You must strip away the comforting illusions you've been taught. You have to see the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. This means becoming detached, disciplined, and precise. Every decision must be weighed. Every promise must be observed with a critical eye. Every loyalty must be tested, not with suspicion, but with wisdom. You must become a fortress of strategy. Every betrayal, every injustice, every disappointment is no longer a wound. It's an opportunity. The strategically cold absorb these events as lessons, sharpen themselves with them, and emerge stronger than before. They don't collapse under adversity, they rise. They don't despair in the face of injustice, they adapt. They don't flinch from cruelty, they endure. Nothing can defeat the person who lives by these rules, absolutely nothing. Betrayal becomes predictable and therefore manageable. Cruelty becomes a known variable, not a shocking trauma. Deception becomes an opportunity to turn the tables. When you act with clarity and precision, you become untouchable. You become the wolf among sheep. You become the master of your own destiny. The world itself is cold. People are fundamentally self-interested. Loyalty is conditional. If you cling to the illusion of a warm, fuzzy world, you will be prey. But if you embrace strategic coldness, you become the apex predator. Machiavelli gave us these lessons centuries ago, and they are timeless. He didn't write to comfort you or soothe your anxieties. He wrote to expose reality in its raw, brutal form. If you accept it, you gain mastery over yourself, over others, and over life itself. These lessons will make you strategically cold. They will strip away your illusions, sharpen your mind, harden your will, and shield your heart. They will protect you from betrayal, disappointment, and destruction. They will give you the clarity to act when others falter, the strength to endure when others collapse, and the power to rise when others fall. And when the world looks at you, they will see someone unbreakable, uncheckable, untouchable. They will see a person who is calm when others panic, clear-headed when others are blinded by emotion, and powerful when others are weak. They will see mastery, and they will have no choice but to fear and respect you. This is the ultimate lesson. Warmth destroys. Strategic coldness preserves. Clarity dominates. Preparation secures victory. And knowledge unflinching, precise, merciless knowledge makes you invincible. Embrace it, and nothing can defeat you. You will endure, you will adapt, you will act, you will conquer, you will survive. Thank you for watching. If these ideas resonate with you, consider subscribing for more content that challenges conventional thinking. Stay sharp. These lessons aren't suggestions, they are survival. They are the difference between being crushed by life and bending life to your will. Most people ignore them because the truth is uncomfortable. They crave comfort. They want to believe that loyalty lasts, that kindness is always rewarded, that fairness exists. But it doesn't. And the moment you stop believing in illusions, you gain a power others can't even imagine. The warm man walks through life hoping for justice. The strategically cold man walks through life calculating every single step. The warm man loves blindly. The strategically cold man observes love, enjoys it, but never ever allows it to control him. The warm man forgives without a second thought. The strategically cold man weighs every action, every consequence, every possible betrayal, and only then decides. History is filled with examples. Think of Julius Caesar. He was beloved by the people, yet stabbed by his closest friends. He believed in loyalty. He believed in gratitude. And he paid for it with his life. His downfall wasn't caused by conspiracy alone, it was caused by the illusions he held dear. Now look at Cesare Borgia, cunning, ruthless, calculating. He didn't wait for loyalty, he demanded it, tested it, rewarded it strategically, and eliminated threats without a flicker of emotion. He survived in a world of treachery because he expected betrayal and used it to his advantage. He understood the lesson that most never learn: warmth can get you killed. Strategic coldness preserves you. Even in love, these lessons apply. Desire is fleeting. People change. Affection fades. Trust can vanish in a moment. Those who build their lives on the foundation of permanence will inevitably be broken. The strategically cold understand that emotion is a tool, not a master. They experience it fully, but they don't let it dictate their choices. And so when betrayal comes, they endure. They survive. They thrive. In the workplace, the warm man believes effort guarantees reward. He trusts the colleagues who flatter him. He gives far more than he receives. And he is crushed when recognition goes to the cunning, the observant, the calculating. The strategically cold man knows that reward is earned not by effort alone, but by position, influence, and foresight. He anticipates, he plans, he positions himself. When betrayal occurs, he isn't destroyed, he adapts, he outmaneuvers, he survives. Even in society, the rules are the same. Systems do not protect the good. Laws do not inherently favor the virtuous. Institutions are guided by power, not morality. Those who cling to ideals are broken. Those who understand reality navigate it strategically. They know how to act, and when to wait. They become untouchable in a world that crushes the naive. Strategic coldness is a discipline. It is self-mastery. It is clarity. Every decision is weighed. Every relationship is tested. Every promise is observed. You don't discard humanity, you control it. You don't abandon love, you understand it. You don't reject loyalty, you measure it. And in this you achieve true freedom. Freedom from manipulation, freedom from betrayal, freedom from your own destruction. Think of the modern parallels. The CEOs who survive cutthroat industries, the politicians who endure scandals, the leaders who navigate wars and corruption, they do so not because they are kind, not because they are loved, and not because they are morally superior. They do so because they are strategically cold. They expect deception, they anticipate betrayal, and they act with precision when an opportunity arises. Warmth would destroy them. Cold strategy preserves them. Even in your personal conflicts, these lessons apply. Friends will disappoint. Lovers will leave. Colleagues will betray. Family will fail you. This is inevitable. The warm man collapses under each shock. The strategically cold man endures it all, strikes when necessary, and remains unbroken. He doesn't cry for fairness. He doesn't beg for mercy. He doesn't hope for gratitude. He moves, he acts, he survives. The greatest rulers, generals, and leaders throughout history walked this path. Alexander the Great, unyielding and calculating, never blinded by attachment, conquered empires before most men could even dream of it. Napoleon, a master of strategy, controlled nations with calculation, not emotion. They understood that life is a battlefield and warmth is a liability. They embraced strategic coldness, and for a time, nothing could defeat them. And now, you must embrace it. You must practice it. You must make it a part of your thinking, your decision-making, your very being. Strategic coldness is not cruelty. It is survival. It is mastery over yourself and over the forces that surround you. It is a shield against betrayal, a weapon against manipulation, and a tool for achievement. Every betrayal, every failure, every disappointment is a lesson. The strategically cold absorb these lessons, sharpen themselves with them, and become untouchable. They don't collapse under adversity, they rise stronger. They don't despair in the face of injustice, they adapt. They don't flinch from cruelty, they endure. This is the gift of reality and its warning. The world is not fair. People are not always loyal. Desire is fleeting. Power belongs to those who see clearly, who act deliberately, who let neither warmth nor sentiment cloud their judgment. Those who cling to illusion will fall. Those who embrace strategic coldness will endure. The choice is yours. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content that challenges the way you see the world. Until next time. These lessons are not for the faint of heart. They aren't for those who still dream of a fair world, of eternal loyalty, or of love that never dies. They are for the few who are ready to see clearly, to stand without illusions, and to walk through life armored in knowledge. Most people will never accept this path because it strips away the comforting lies they depend on. But the ones who do? They will never again be destroyed by betrayal, by disappointment, by false hope. To be strategically cold means you become the observer in every room. While others are led by emotion, you are led by calculation. While others react, you respond with precision. While others are surprised, you have already anticipated. You are not moved by flattery, not blinded by affection, and not softened by pity when it threatens to cost you your power. You see everything as it is, not as you wish it to be. Machiavelli wrote that men are ungrateful, fickle, liars, and deceivers. Most people refuse to believe this. They cry when friends betray them. They are shocked when lovers deceive them. They are outraged when society proves corrupt. But the person who already knows this doesn't waste energy crying or begging or screaming at the sky. They simply nod because they expected it. Their heart may feel the sting of pain, but their strategy never breaks. That is the fundamental difference between the weak and the strong. Think of the emperor-philosopher Marcus Aurelius. He ruled one of the greatest empires in history with discipline and control, never allowing emotion to cloud his judgment. The empire faced war, plague, and betrayal, yet he endured, calm and unshaken. Why? Because he accepted reality for what it was. That is the essence of strategic coldness. Now, think of the kings who trusted too much, who loved too deeply, who believed mercy would save them. They were overthrown by the very people they spared. They thought their warmth would inspire gratitude, but it only inspired ambition in others. Their thrones were lost because they lacked a cold, hard strategy. Even in war, this lesson rules. A general who hesitates out of pity loses thousands of soldiers. A general who strikes at the right moment, even if it feels merciless, secures victory and ultimately saves more lives. Cold strategy might look cruel to the emotional eye, but it is often the path of survival. And what about your own life? In the workplace, the warm-hearted person says, "If I just work hard, I'll be rewarded." Then they watch as someone less skilled, but more cunning rises above them. They feel cheated. They feel betrayed. But the strategically cold person knows that reward doesn't always go to the most deserving. It often goes to the most visible, the most persuasive, the most calculating. They don't cry for fairness. They learn the game and they play it better. In relationships, the warm-hearted person says, "They would never betray me." Then when it happens, they collapse. The cold-minded person, however, has already prepared for this possibility. They gave their heart, but never their entire soul. They enjoyed love, but never made it their sole foundation. And when betrayal came, they endured. They may hurt, but they do not break. Do you see? Strategic coldness doesn't kill your humanity. It protects it. It doesn't turn you into a machine. It turns you into a fortress. The warm-hearted person is like a candle in the wind, beautiful, glowing, but fragile. The strategically cold person is like stone, enduring, unmovable, weathering every single storm that comes their way. And people will notice. They will see that you are not like the rest. They will see that you don't break when others do, that you don't panic when others panic, that you don't collapse when others collapse. They might call you heartless. They might whisper that you're dangerous, but secretly they will respect you. They will trust your judgment. They will fear your strength. Because they know you are not led by weakness, you are led by clarity. Machiavelli never told you to be cruel without purpose. He never told you to abandon love or to reject loyalty or to crush kindness. He told you to master them, to never let them control you, to never let them blind you, to use them when they serve your purpose, and to be wary when they threaten your power. That is the true meaning of being strategically cold. And here is the final, unvarnished truth. The world itself is cold. The systems we live in are not designed to protect you. They are designed to protect themselves. Fairness can be an illusion, justice can be temporary, love is fragile, and loyalty is often conditional. If you cling to these illusions, you will live and die as prey. But if you strip them away, if you accept reality in its raw, unfiltered form, then you become untouchable. Strategic coldness isn't about rejecting humanity. It is about rejecting illusion. It's about protecting yourself from manipulation, from disappointment, from destruction. It is about ruling yourself first so that no one else can ever rule you. These are the lessons that make you strategically cold. Learn them, accept them, live by them, and you will find that no betrayal can destroy you, no disappointment can shake you, and no cruelty can break you. You will walk through life armored. You will be respected. You will be feared. And most of all, you will never, ever be defeated. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that challenges the way you see the world. Until next time, stay strong. Most people live their lives guided by emotion. They want to be loved, they want to be liked, they want to feel secure in the warmth of human connection. But those who build their lives this way are always vulnerable, always breakable, always at the mercy of others. What happens when the love fades? When the loyalty disappears, when the promises are broken? They collapse. They are destroyed, not because the world is so cruel, but because they were so warm. They believe comfort would protect them. It never does. Machiavelli teaches the opposite path. He shows you that survival, power, and influence require something different. They require you to become strategically cold. Not dead inside, not emotionless like a machine, but deliberate, disciplined, and unshaken by feelings that cloud your judgment. Warmth makes you predictable. Strategic coldness makes you dangerous. To be strategically cold means you never make decisions purely out of mercy or anger or desire. You calculate, you pause. You ask yourself not, "What do I feel?" but, "What will this achieve?" That single shift separates the ruler from the subject, the wolf from the sheep, the survivor from the victim. Think of a ruler who loves his people too much. He gives them endless mercy, endless forgiveness, endless gifts. At first they adore him, but soon they grow greedy. They see his kindness as weakness. They demand more, they push further, and when he finally says no, they turn on him. His warmth became his downfall. Now think of a ruler who shows mercy only when it benefits him and severity when it secures obedience. The people may not love him, but they will never destroy him. He is strategically cold, and so he survives. In your own life, this applies everywhere. At work, if you act only from emotion, you will be manipulated. A colleague flatters you, and you let your guard down. A friend begs for help, and you risk everything for them, only to be abandoned when you need them. You are used because your warmth made you blind. But if you are strategically cold, you measure every interaction. You don't reject kindness, but you test it. You don't reject loyalty, but you refuse to depend on it. You remain calm, detached, and focused on outcomes. That is how you climb while others fall. In relationships, the same law rules. Desire makes people blind, attachment makes them weak, and love without discipline makes them vulnerable. If you build your world entirely on passion, betrayal will ruin you. But if you are strategically cold, you enjoy what love brings while never forgetting what human nature is. You prepare for shifting desires, you guard yourself against betrayal, and you never lose yourself completely. This doesn't kill love, it simply keeps it from destroying you. Strategic coldness is not cruelty. It's not about hurting others for the sake of it. It is about control. Control of yourself, control of your decisions, control of your destiny. The warm person is tossed by every wave of emotion. The strategically cold person sails through the storm because they grip the wheel with steady hands. History proves this again and again. Leaders who let mercy rule them lost their thrones. Leaders who calculated when to be merciful and when to be ruthless kept their thrones. Generals who hesitated out of pity lost their armies. Generals who struck when it mattered, even if it seemed cold-won victories. Entire kingdoms rose and fell on this very ability to detach emotion from strategy. Today is no different. The world rewards calculation, not sentiment. The system you live in doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you're hurt, if you're disappointed, if you're angry. The system rewards results, it rewards strategy, it rewards those who remain unshaken. That is why so many people collapse. They bring emotion to a battlefield that only rewards clarity. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. That's why his lessons still echo. He didn't tell you to be cruel for pleasure. He told you to be cold for survival. He told you to guard your heart from illusions. He told you to act from reason, not from weakness. And this is why he still terrifies the world, because his lessons expose the lies people so desperately want to believe. These lessons will make you strategically cold. They will strip away your illusions. They will harden you against betrayal, against disappointment, against manipulation. And when you master them, you won't be broken when others betray you. You will not collapse when the world turns against you. You will not drown in emotion when you should be calculating your next move. Instead, you will stand firm, uncheckable, untouchable. And when people look at you, they won't see a heartless person. They will see someone who cannot be defeated. They will see someone who is calm when others panic, clear when others are blind, and powerful when others are weak. They will see a ruler of themselves, and that is the first step to ruling everything else. Remember, nothing in this world rewards weakness. Nothing in this world spares you because of your emotions. If you live warm, you risk dying broken. But if you live strategically cold, nothing can break you. That is Machiavelli's gift. That is his warning. That is his dark truth. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content that challenges you to see the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. Until next time.